This is Good Morning Kenya. My name is Vivian Degwa. Thank you for staying with us. Now we get into a different segment right here on today's program, and we will be looking at cyber security, dealing with cyber security to be specific. And with me is a cyber security expert and a software engineer. His name is Keith Baraka Kaunda. Keith, welcome to Good Morning Kenya.
Thank you.
How are you feeling this morning?
Nervous.
Don't worry, you're gonna be okay. Let us begin by just setting base to this conversation by defining what cybersecurity is.
In layman terms, it is keeping safe, like being safe in your environment with your devices. Yeah, that's just it.
That's the simplest way to just being safe with your devices.
Yeah.
In your environment.
Yes.
Absolutely. Like well put. So now when we talk about us being safe in our environment matters, dealing with our devices and whatnot, just speaking about the cyber environment, just what are some of these threats that we are keeping safe from? What are some of the emerging threats?
There are phishing attacks, ransomware, cyberbullying, malwares, viruses, IoT vulnerabilities, just to talk about a few. Yeah.
And how do we deal with these threats?
Mostly, if you're using devices, you have to do updates, very frequent updates, because for every update, it comes with its own serial number. It comes with its own IP. Once an IP is changed, maybe if it's a malware, it is homeless. It now has to start looking again. If it is a ransomware or something of the sort, or an IoT attack, cyberbullying, those ones you activate two-step verification. Those ones, that's the best. That's the best way right now for the layman to just keep safe.
Yeah. Nowadays, we are always on our phones.
Oh, yes.
You're on your phone right now.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the phones are our day-to-day, nowadays. And so, just me having my phone at hand, what are some risks that I may be putting myself up for?
Data breaches. Your phone takes all your data from you. You have your bank card records, you have your medical records, you have even your ID on your phone. Now imagine someone else comes and just gets to you, maybe your IP address or your location. They have everything of yours. That is a data breach, and it's a major one. Currently, actually, that's the one that is most rampant. Yeah.
Is there a way for individuals to protect themselves from that? Because I don't think we can be able to keep all that information away from our phones, because I think it's the easiest way. Yeah. It's the easiest way for us to access some of these things, or just have them, the phone is like the easiest place for us to store some of this information. So is there a way that you would advise?
Yes.
Yeah.
Number one, leave free networks. You're going to a coffee shop, you're at the airport, it's a free Wi-Fi, leave it alone. Use your data if you must. If you have to connect to that free Wi-Fi, use a VPN, a virtual private network, and make sure it's a paid for one, because the free ones also have the same vulnerabilities. They bounce off the IP, yes, but they won't go as far as masking your IP for you. Yeah.
Okay. What are some of the emerging cybersecurity trends that we should know about? Mainly
phishing and ransomware.
Yeah. Probably for someone who may not understand, when you talk about phishing, what exactly are you talking about? When you talk about ransomware, what exactly are you saying?
Phishing attacks are when a cyber criminal hijacks your data and then uses it against you. Yes. For blackmail, maybe, like you go to X now, and then you find a video of sorts that is incriminating, or a sex tape. No one can upload their own sex tape online. Someone just had to do something about it.
Yeah.
Or a ransomware, where now these ones go to the bigger institutions like banks or the government, or even churches actually, when they have your data. Someone goes and gets your data, and then uses it for criminal activity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is what you mean by that. You know, those are some of the trends that are in that environment. That is the cybersecurity environment.
Yeah.
So how do we get to prioritize cybersecurity risks? What's the best way to prioritize some of these risks?
Have just number one, two-step verification. Number two, update your phone constantly on a constant basis. And if it doesn't have updates, get one that does. Yeah, because right now phones are being outdated. Most phones are losing updates. I know that the Apple devices lose updates after 7 years. Samsung comes for 5 years. After that, anything that is lower than that goes 3 years tops. After that, seriously look for another phone. Or
after how long?
After 3 years.
After 3 years, you should change your device.
Yes, if you're not using the flagship devices.
Okay. Yeah. Main reason?
The updates are
just to avoid the risks.
Just to avoid those risks. The updates are very important. As they come, things come changing. There's a new operating system. There's a new user interface. Now imagine you're in 2025, you still have the user interface at 2015 because you don't feel like your phone is lagging enough to update it. Okay, I agree there is financial constraints here and there, but if you can, do it. If you can't, go to the other option of activating VPNs. Make sure it's always on. When you're on data, when you're on Wi-Fi, even if you're using that Wi-Fi that is secured, it's always on. Yes.
Okay. What is the role of AI when you talk about cybersecurity?
AI is supposed to make things better. It's supposed to make things simpler. But as much as it is, it's also kind of making things more difficult.
Yeah.
It is allowing more of theft to go on because there is plagiarism in the form of theft, especially that one.
Yeah.
It is being used a lot, like a lot. Someone wants to do a document for work, they go there, ChatGPT. And it's the ChatGPT that is not paid for most of the time, that everyone uses for every other thing that you're not supposed to use it for.
Yeah. So it plays a big role in cybersecurity. You've talked about maybe the negative. What are some of the positives that AI is playing when you know around cybersecurity?
We have business intelligence. We have the learning of the algorithm to be able to be tailor-made for you specifically. It understands what you want. It understands how you want it. It understands everything that you need to do so that you can be able to get to a complete consensus for yourself. Yeah. So once it understands, it's able to give you the data that you need to be able to grow.
Yeah. And just probably still on that, what is the best cybersecurity strategy or strategies? What are the best cybersecurity strategies in general?
In general, just like I said, just don't go for the free things. That's, I think, the number one, the best. Don't go for free stuff. Because free stuff online can end you up in trouble.
Yeah. What are some other strategies that maybe one can, implement?
That one can implement. Make sure you're going for a secured, not secured network ati kuna password ya Wi-Fi. Secured network ati you are in your own virtual private network. You have created for yourself.
Yeah.
And mainly, if you're going for that, I would say, and this is not a promo, but it's because I've used it, go for CyberGhost VPN. It's the best.
Okay. So mainly it's on the network you're using.
Yes.
Yeah. Mainly when you look at your strategies on cybersecurity and ensuring that you're secure, it's all in the networks
it's
that
in
you're
the
using.
network that you're using, because it's in the network where you will be tapped. Maybe you're making a call. It is in the network where someone will be able to get in between your call, between myself and you. There's someone hapa katikati anasikiza tu kila kitu unasema, and if you do something wrong, tiny but wrong, ni hivyo. Either you disappear or something just goes wrong with you.
Yeah.
One day try it. Okay, not try it for real, but
one day I should try get myself.
You could try, but
Yeah.
no, don't do that. There are some words that if you say, if you speak loudly, it even flags the government. Yeah. And currently it's gone so far that even WhatsApp is being tapped. So get a way to talk to someone. If you want to talk extremely sensitive matters, there is Google Meet. Use that. It's still part of the outset there, but use it. You can use that instead. Yeah.
So all our conversations, everything
is being tapped.
Yeah.
Everything is being listened to, and your phone listens to everything.
I feel the phone listens.
Oh, it
because
does.
most times you would say something, and then the moment you go, online, you will find whatever it is you were looking for, and you didn't even search about whatever topic it was, but just you mentioning about it.
And then usahau, and then you find it in an ad. Or the suggestions za YouTube, hiyo ndio kitu ya kwanza inakuja. Or Pinterest, kitu hiyo ya kwanza inakuja.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the phones listen to us.
They do.
Who's listening?
It's
Who's
not
on the other side?
It's the AI that the phones are using that is listening to us.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So, what are some of the most common security vulnerabilities that you would say organizations should look out for?
Data breaches, insider threats, and APTs, that's advanced persistent threats. Yeah. So data breaches, it's just the idea that someone hacked your system, they got enough data from maybe your accounts to incriminate you for life. Maybe hujakuwa ukiweka vitabu vizuri, they have that data on you, and they can mess you. And then there's the insider threats. If you're in a company, and in this company, maybe you're my boss, and I'm not exactly happy about that. So I take information from the company and take it to another company so that you can be pulled down. Yeah. That's an insider threat.
Right.
And then there's the persistent threats where someone has just been hacking you. You sort it out, they hack you again. You sort it out, they hack you again. Like, wako tu hapo na wewe. Kama, it's like they're waiting for you to sort it out so that they can just hack you again. Usually they use the keyloggers. So maybe they got access to your office or to a device in your organization, and you're using a local area network with a LANs. Therefore, it's a USB dongle that is so small you wouldn't even notice it. Mostly inakujanga kama ile ya mouse.
Yeah.
Ni kadogo hivyo.
Yeah.
So ameiweka, whatever keystroke you do, anaona. And they get your information like that.
Yeah. So how to curb that?
Number one, check your machines every time. Ukiingia kwa computer, like when you're in your machine, check it, check all the ports, check that the things that you left at the ports are what is there. Check that there is no port that has been interchanged. Make sure that everything is where you left it. That is the best way to curb like something of the sorts of a keylogger. When you open your machine, make sure there is nothing like TeamViewer. TeamViewer is the one that is mostly used. Once you put TeamViewer in my machine and your machine, I can see everything you do as long as it's on and it's minimized, and you won't notice it because it's minimized.
Yeah. So that's the best way to go about curbing some of this. And those are the vulnerabilities we were talking about security-wise that organizations may overlook. And are there mistakes you feel maybe companies make?
Yes.
Yeah.
Number one, when you open your website, there's a URL. And at the URL, there are kando ya URL on the left. It will either tell you secure or not secure. If it's not secure, make it secure. Pay for those licenses. This is not just for companies outside there. It has gone including into the charge those licenses. And if you really can't pay for those licenses because maybe your hosting service went down and you didn't know about it, because once you pay yearly, you don't check your hosting service again. So maybe it went down, you never checked on it again. You pay for someone to do the work. Once they have built the site, let them host it in a new hosting. In that hosting, make sure that SSL is paid for.
Yeah.
It's usually an option. Most people don't even check it.
Yeah.
But it's usually an option. Make sure it's paid for. And it is the yearly payment, make sure that is included. That is the best way to keep your system in check, because you will have your website in check. You will have maybe your system in check. Things are online. Even that system of yours should be online on a server. Imagine if it's on a server and that server is not secure. What happens?
All right. What trends do you think will shape the industry in the near future? When we talk about matters cybersecurity, just how is the future looking like? What are some of the trends that you feel will completely change the game? You can tell us negatively first, and then
the trends that will completely change the game, and actually have already, the listening in to answer na hiyo. That one, okay, it may be built for the positive, yes, but it has already gone into the negative. That I already know what you were saying, I have understood it, and I didn't like it, so I'm now coming to look for you so that tunaweza tatua this matter, or there will just be drama somewhere. The listening in is already a whole different thing. It's, what are we calling it in school? Eavesdropping.
yeah, eavesdropping.
Yeah. Eavesdropping has already become a whole sort of drama in its own self, and it's a trend we have learned, we have adapted, now we are doing it. There is the phishing. All these things were done, they were made for like a white hat hacker. A white hat hacker is the good hacker. Who, if
There's the good hacker and
there's
the
a
bad
bad
hackers.
hacker, and then there is the neutral hacker who gets paid either way.
Okay,
So,
could you define them for us? As you know, but you can just define the good hacker, the bad hacker, and the middle one.
so the good hacker is called a white hat hacker. They do penetration testing, they do testing for security firms, for security things in firms, basically. The black hat hacker is the one who is not testing your security system. He's going to breach it, or she's going to breach it, so that they get the data and do whatever they will do with it. The grey hat hacker is
That's the
one hata yuko
middle
shua
one.
kule yako.
It's called the grey hat.
Yes. Yeah, anataka kama kuna kitu mbaya, he will definitely earn. Kama kuna bado. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
What are
that's
you
the
looking
difference.
forward to as cybersecurity? You know, as someone, what are you looking forward to?
I'm looking for in a society where I no longer have to be scared of my data. This data is mine. Umekubali ni yangu. Yes. And that, sadly, I don't feel like that will ever happen. But yeah.
Yeah. You don't feel
Yeah, that we went out, that one went outside the window a long time ago.
where we are now?
There's no data that is yours.
Yeah.
Saizi, unless kama hata pesa, unless you transact cash to cash, your cash is not safe. M-Pesa has started losing. You just chilling, unaangalia, una notice you don't have 3 bob, you don't have 5 bob, you don't have a shilling.
Oh, okay.
That you had.
I've not encountered that. I don't think so. But yeah. Okay. So you know, as we finalize on this conversation, is big now.
Yes.
Almost everyone is on social media, you know, from the very older generation to the youngest generation that we have right now. So just what are the risks of being on social media, and what would you advise, as someone who's an expert in, in cybersecurity, just what would you advise for those who are watching us right now, who I know almost all of them are on social media? Just what are the risks involved on that, and how to stay safe?
So social media comes with videos, comes with photos. Don't watch everything you see. Don't select everything you see. Don't touch every photo you see, especially on ads. Kwanza hiyo. That's the biggest one. Don't touch every photo you see on social media. Maybe there's one that you understand. Maybe you're the one who made the ad. That's okay. But you found an ad. It's there, like Betika ime pop up. Usiiguse, wachana nayo. Let it go. Let it go, please. Because the moment you touch it, it will redirect you to somewhere. That redirection will cause something else. It can even cause you a malware. Now imagine you have a malware and you don't even know how to deal with it. Or you have a malware, this malware is now eating up your documents, and those documents were crucial to your well-being or your existence in general. You just lost them like that. So that's something that you don't do. Yeah.
All right. On my last question, we hear people talking about, I have been hacked, my WhatsApp was hacked. Please do not, respond to anyone who will reach out to you. My Instagram page has been hacked, my Facebook page has been hacked. Is there a way one can protect themselves from these hackers,
Yes.
from their accounts being hacked?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, there is. Two-step verification comes in big there, because WhatsApp allows it, Instagram allows it, Facebook allows it. I've even noticed they have gone as far as going to your SMS and your email. Once you have those two, you have like an authenticator, which gives a number that is only valid for 30 seconds. After those 30 seconds, you have to add to key in a different number. Now, when you're logging into your social platforms, you activate all these measures. Once you have these measures on, you're good, because no one can go past all of them. Because when maybe I hack your Twitter and try to change the password, it will send you the code. It won't send me the code. And you will see the code. Just don't change that password. Don't change it. The moment you change it, system will know that, oh yes, this person has left kuna kamwanya hapa. That is where the bug can go through. So don't change it. Leave it as it is.
Okay. All right. Well noted. So your final remarks on this?
My final remarks are, when you have as a company, a business, big or small, make sure you have, if there's something that you take that is for people, there's data that is owned by people, that is maybe for the least technical people, who are mostly the church, but they have data. Yeah, what one may let a tithe, offering, and everything. You have data. Make sure your systems, your websites are secured. You have the SSLs. You have a web. If the SSL has, there are sometimes that the system just refuses to buy the SSL. Update the website. That is the only way you will get an SSL change. Yes, and pay someone to update it. There are people who actually do it outside here for as little as 50,000. Just update that website, and it will sort you a big deal. When you're going outside further into systems, update the system software, update the hosting for that system. You will be good to go.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Keith, for joining us for this conversation.
Thank you.
All right, this is where we get to end Good Morning Kenya. Thank you so much to each and every one of you who has been tuned in. We do this again tomorrow. We do this again tomorrow, same time and place. My name is Vivian Degwa.